Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Jeremycrazy30 Indy promotion. We have another video leading up to the resetting of the PLEs, since we just did the Jeremy Crazy Clash. That was the 2-day event, kind of like the WWE's WrestleMania. And then I realized that one of the videos I may have accidentally deleted and stuff, but I was able to get the last 2 PLEs done, and so you didn't really see the in-between. So I apologize for that. I thought I uploaded it because usually, as soon as I record and stuff like that, I kind of do any changes that I need to do and then upload them right away. So I apologize that, or if it's within the mix of mix of videos within the playlist, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. But we are here to continue this. So we've had overall within a year 1 team get moved up, and that is it. It was the Tortures. They got moved up in the rankings to NXT. Otherwise, everyone, I'm pretty sure besides the Funky Brothers, have won a title. Rick Diaz has won the mid championship, and everyone else has won one. Ace Caveman moved up from the mid to the main title. And then we've kind of not necessarily boosted or kind of, did these rivalries, because usually I kind of let it sim out and stuff, but I kind of tried to increase the flow of this stuff happening instead of every once in a great while, because as soon as you lose the title or something like that, then you get bumped down all the way to the bottom, and then it's hard to get back up because I have so many people in the roster, and I'm also trying to help NXT, because NXT within this game, they only have 23 people left, because I'm kind of making it realistic. They got 23 people left in this roster that they have in this game, with Obafemi being moved up, Trick Williams being moved up, and a few more people have been moved up since this game has launched and stuff. So the original NXT roster, and also people have been released too as well. So the original roster that they had for NXT within this game that is currently in real life, there's not that many. So I'm trying to move people up in a reasonable fashion within the game. So overall, let's get to it. We got Raw. So we got Becky Lynch over Bayley, Ivy and Io over Maxine Naomi. Then we got Raquel over Zoe Stark. And then we have Dragon Lee over Sami Zayn. Oh, I guess they're using the OG bloodline for this. I kind of added them in, or they were in, but sometimes they refer to them, and it's, fun to have old kind of gimmicks again and stuff. So overall, with some of them that are kind of still within and could be reasonable within storyline, possibly, I just kept them in. And then a promo, Kairi Sane beats Rhea Ripley. Then we go to NXT. Then we have Santos Escobar and Sean Spears losing to Noam and Ethan. So Noam and Ethan win. Santos Escobar is not essentially assigned to NXT, SmackDown, or Raw. He is kind of doing the AAA stuff since WWE bought AAA, and I just put him in SmackDown since AAA is not in the game. So kind of defaulted and put him in NXT. Then we have Nikita Lyons over Lola Vice. Tatum Paxley over Thea Hale. We have Tortures over Lexis King and Charlie Dempsey. And Fallen Henley over Kalani Jordan. Then we have my show, where we have the Funky Brothers over Gallius. We have Aura Mensah over Ralph Rufus. Brandon Collins over Karrion Kross. Valhalla over Scarlett. Sophia May and Marissa Angels of Wrestling over Shotzi and Elektra Lopez. And I guess they have Dakota Kai in their corner and Shayna Baszler in the other. Then we have Tegan Knox over Jakara Jackson. Isla Dawn over Cora Jade. Sin Cara over Brody Hunter. And Chris Danger over Ace Caveman for a promo. Then we got SmackDown. We have the Street Profits over Fraxium. Mission over Zelina Vega. Jacob Fatu over Trick Williams. Shinsuke Nakamura over Carmelo Hayes. And Damian Priest over Kevin Owens. I guess I can't speak today. We got Backlash with Lyra retaining or gaining the title over Zoe Stark in a no-holds-barred match. And then we got the Street Profits gaining or retaining the tag titles over Fraxium. B-Fab, the Fabulous of Hardcore, winning or retaining United States Champion over tag team partner Mission. Jacob Fatu gaining or retaining over Shinsuke Nakamura. Then we got Alpha Academy over LWO, Jaquan, and Cruz. The New Day gaining or retaining over the Judgment Day, JD and Finn. Main event is the tag team of the Kabuki Warriors retaining over Rhea and Stephanie. Yeah, the Kabuki Warriors have had those titles for a long time. Jey Uso over Gunther. CM Punk over Austin Theory. Logan Paul over Chad. Grayson Waller and Braun over Cruz and Jaquan. And then Asuka over Rhea. Then we have Sol Ruka over Tatum. Noam Dar over Andre. And then we have Charlie and Lexus over Tortures of Demon and Chuckles. Then we got Brooks and Stacks over Josh and Ethan. And then we got Kalani Jordan over Fallen Henley. Main event. Then we got my show with first coming up of Sin Cara beating Brody Hunter. Ralph Rufus over Aura Mensah with his paparazzi in the corner with 3 people. Karrion Kross over Carlito. Tyler Breeze over Brandon Collins and Joe Coffey. Blair Davenport over Shayna Baszler. Dakota Kai over Jakara Jackson. Angels of Wrestling over Shotzi and Elektra. Lily over Scarlett. And Chris Danger over Ace. So I'm guessing that rivalry's over maybe, but maybe not. Then we got SmackDown of Hayes over Fatu. Mission over Green. Blair and Cargill over Nevin and Fry. Owens over Miz. And Orton over Priest. Try to make this as quick as possible for you. Just kind of mainly focus on mine while also having this going on too as well. So we have Uso over Breaker and Mysterio. Creed over Wild, Perez over Sky, Lee over Gable, and Ripley over Asuka. We got NXT, we got Hale over Paxley for a promo, and then we got JC Jane over Lyons and Ruka, Jordan over Parker, Tortures over King and Dempsey, and then Stacks over Spears in a promo. Then we have a championship match. And the Angels of Wrestling, when they first got into the promotion, they won the tag team titles right away, and they probably were close, but they haven't won them again. And so Shotzi and Elektra over the Angels of Wrestling. I was hoping that they would win. Then we got Ralph Rufus over Aiden Sky, Isla Dawn over Jakara Jackson, Akira over Indy Hartwell, Chris Danger over Tyler Breeze, Gigi Dolan over Cora Jade, and Valhalla Dakota Kai over Carter and Chance, Tommaso Ciampa over Karen Cross, and Victoria over Lily. Then we got Owens over Miz, Street Profits over Pretty Deadly, Julia over James, Legend over Mission, Orton over Priest. Then we have a singles for Raw. We got Punk over Uso, Lyra over Ivy, Reed over Gable, Creed over Toro, and Ripley and Stephanie over Sane and Asuka in the main event. NXT, we got Paxley and Hale, with Hale over Paxley. Then we got Vice and Parker over Jane and Henley, Paige over Dar and Chase, Dempsey and King over Slayer and Chuckles of the Tortures, so like 50-50. Escobar and Spears over Jensen and Stacks. On to my show. We got Victoria over Kai. We got Cross over Tommaso, Coffee and Carlito. Valhalla over Isla Dawn, Gigi Dolan over Akira, Chris Danger over Baron Corbin, Jakara Jackson over Indy Hartwell, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson over Mark Coffey and Wolfgang, and Ralph Rufus over Mensha and Alexander, and Lily over Baszler. Owens over Sikoa, Hayes over Fatu, Rhodes over McIntyre, Niven and Fry over Flair and Bliss, and Orton and Reigns. King and Queen of the Ring, so we got Bailey, so this is probably the Queen of the Ring. Then we got Perez, Cargill, Stratton, and then Perez versus Bailey. Perez wins, Stratton wins over Cargill, and then it's Stratton over Perez. Then it's the King. So we have Rollins over Waller, Theory over Javon Evans, Reigns over Gargano, Nakamura over McIntyre, and then it's Rollins over Theory, Reigns over Nakamura, and then former tag team partners, faction members, Rollins over Reigns. So, I'm going to take a quick look because it seems like all of our rivalries are gone. So, Danger won over Ace Caveman. Sin Cara won, I guess, by winning 2 matches and called it good. Angels of Wrestling won, but they didn't win the titles. And that's about it. So these guys are going at it still. We're gonna choose more rivals. We're gonna go after, what is it, Galleys that is the tag teams? So we're gonna see how that goes with that. See if they do win the actual titles. Next, Rick Diaz is the mid, and he hasn't faced anyone in a long time. It's either that or he's like made to be the main card right now. Because Aiden Sky has won it. The only person who really hasn't won it is Ralph and Brody Hunter. Those are the only 2 that haven't won it. So, I'm going to, this is the first I've ever done it, but with Rick Diaz not even being used right now, I'm just going to move him up. Because it's just showing that he's kind of a dominant wrestler that doesn't really need to be used right now. And we're going to move him to the main title. He's won that mid title in like, I mean, it's close to a month, but overall, it's just showing, like, yeah, his overall and stuff, but I'm letting the simulator sim it out and stuff. It's just showing that he is a dominant force, and we're gonna divisions. We're going to, oh, I can't even select him because he's a champion, I think. So we're going to edit championships, remove champion. We could add more. We could add a mid for the women, so then it does split up. But as of right now, I don't think I need to. But it wouldn't hurt to do. Yeah, we're gonna move them up. Puts them at 5. Alright, so we'll see how that goes. And we're just gonna let that sim out, because, you know, I mean, you guys are seeing the overalls of each. I've made them random and stuff, so it is what it is when it comes to that. So does that... No, not that. It's probably with the vacate title or whatnot, but that shouldn't be an issue. Okay. So we're going to move on. We've already set those two up, so hopefully they win the tag titles. Could do another 2-on-2. Would more likely be a 1-on-1. Could have Ace Caveman and Rick Diaz go at each other and see how that all works out. Let's do that. Start at it low. That way it's not going straight for the championship and being like moved up and stuff, and they'd be like, oh, you did it on purpose. No, I didn't do that on purpose. I just know he hasn't been being used, and he's won the title, and I don't know. It's just not one of those that other people can try and win it again and then move up. So it's up for grabs. So we are going to simulate, and we got Naomi over Lynch, Wild over Creed, Punk over Theory and Styles, Rodriguez over Lyra, Ripley over Sane. NXT with Parker over Jordan, Stax doing a promo, Dar over Dempsey and Chase, Henley and Jane over Vice and Lions, and Hale over Paxley for a promo. Start off with Danger over Cross, Rick Diaz over Alexander for a promo. We got Kai over Hartwell, Dyer over Collins, Lily over Jade, Coffee over Breeze, Valhalla over Victoria, Funky over Coffee, and Sin Cara has won the mid-title over Ralph Rufus. So he is the new champ. So we got L.A. Knight, yeah, over Orton. Fatu over Cruz. Sikoa over The Miz. Legend and Jax over Fry and Niven. So Legend and Jax over The Secret Herbis. And Reigns over Cody Rhodes. We got Raw with Ripley over Sane, Punk over Theory, Lynch over Bailey, Wild over Creed, and Paul winning or retaining the title over Gable. We got Hall over Paxley in a promo. Chase over Dar, King, and Dempsey in a fatal four-way. Briggs over Page and D'Angelo in a triple threat. Jane and Parker over Henley and Ruka. And Spears over Stax. We have Victoria over Dakota Kai. Sin Cara over Ralph Rufus. Davenport over Hartwell. Knox over Jackson. Rick over Ace Caveman. Dolan over Valhalla. Coffee over Carlito and Dyer. Lily over Scarlett. And Acom and Breeze over the Funky Brothers. Got Orton over Priest, Legend over James, Miz over Owens, Fabulous Hardcore over the Secret Hervis, and Blair over Blair gaining or retaining over Flair and Stratton. And we got Dar winning or retaining the title over Dempsey and Chase. Jane and Henley over Parker and Lyons. Jensen and Stacks over Escobar and Spears. King and Briggs over Slayer and Chuckles the Tortures. And Paxley winning or retaining the title over Thea Hale. We have Raw of Lyra over Zoe. We have Alpha Academy over the War Raiders. Got Wild over Creed. Dupree over Rodriguez. Oh, Dupree and Rodriguez over Ivy and Bailey. And Kyrie over Stephanie. NXT, we got Hale over Jane. Dar over Jensen. Paige over Briggs. Parker over Vice. And Spears and Escobar over Tortures. We got my show. We got Lily winning in the promo over Scarlett. Isla Dawn over Tegan Knox. Davenport over Hartwell. Caveman over Carlito. Sin Cara over Ralph Rufus. Jackson over Valhalla. Coffee over Breeze. Kai over Dolan. The main event is Funky over Wolfgang. We got Reigns over The Miz in a, I guess, mysterious promo. Or Miz TV, whatever it is. We got the Street Profits over Los Garza. Fatu over Hayes. Minchin over James. And Priest over Rhodes for the title. Clash at the Castle. We got Sheamus over Paul for the Intercontinental Champion. New Day keeps or retains the tag titles over Finn and JD. James over Mission. Miz over Owens in a steel cage. Wild and Toro over the Creed brothers in a tag match. Green over B-Fab in a championship for the United States title. And Asuka and Kyrie over Rhea and Stephanie. Then we got Raw with Rhea Ripley over Perez and Naomi. Lyra over Ivy. Logan Paul over Ludwig Kaiser. Xavier Woods over Cruz. Rey Mysterio over Jay for the world title. So Rey Mysterio is a world champion. Then we have Kalani Jordan over Thea Hale. Tatum Paxley over Sol Ruka. Dar over Jensen. Briggs over Spears. And Paige over D'Angelo. We have the last episode until our PLE. Or last show before the PLE. So we have Ace Caveman winning over Rick. We got Blair Davenport over Indy. Hartwell. Breeze over Coffee. Jackson over Dolan. Saw promo of Lily. We got Brody Hunter over Ralph Rufus. Baszler over Kai and Valhalla. Tommaso over Kyrian. And Funky over Wolfgang. So we got Stratton over Cargill. Mission with a self promo. Gargano over Fatu, Legend over BFAB, and Priest over Orton. Now, that is the end of this episode. Hopefully you appreciate it. Going through a lot in so little, and now pretty much besides the Funky Brothers or Ralph Rufus, Brody Hunter, and the Funky Brothers are the only ones who haven't won a title yet, but everyone else is kind of eligible to move up, if so may be. So Ace Caveman has not won a title yet, but then could get moved up. Ace Caveman hasn't had the ability to win the singles title, so he won't be able to get moved up. Rick Diaz that now just got moved. He's won the mid title, but he hasn't won the main title. And then, the Funky Brothers just need to win the tag titles, and then they can move up to NXT and join the Tortures. And then Angels of Wrestling need to win the tag titles again. They've already won it once. I want to have them win it again, and then they can move up. Because it's either that or they just move up right now, and they kind of be in the mix with made-up tag teams and the Kabuki Warriors that are like official tag teams. So then that would be put them in that slot, and they could face the Kabuki Warriors or whatnot, and just basically be there for NXT, and then they can move up to SmackDown, and then they move up to Raw, and they're officially done at that regards, and then they would be the winning team, so to speak, to win the most amount of titles as quick as possible. So that's kind of the goal of what I'm trying to do, while also letting it sim out and doing it kind of organically within the game, so, and not forcing it. So hopefully you appreciate this video, and have a good one.